Yeah, it's Thursday, November 7th, 2019. Doing my testosterone shot this week. And I wanted to talk about facial hair and why in previous videos this year my beard was so big. So I'm a person with a disability, and my main source of income is ODSP, which is a disability support program, and that limits my income and what I can do. So being a trans guy, I didn't really know how to shave this, how to groom it, and I had hair clippers because I would do my own hair quite short, so I knew how to buzz my hair, so I was using them also to buzz my beard, but then they just kind of wore out because I've had them for maybe 10 years or something. And at that time, I think I started last September, August or September, maybe even before, in the beginning of last summer, 2008. My beard was like really growing in up to like this point. Like at first it just started growing in around here, like after this part came in first. And then this kind of part started, I always had like more hair over here, but then the hair here just started getting like darker and thicker. And it also started growing a lot longer. I don't know how long it can grow naturally, but I've had it quite long in previous videos. A lot of them I haven't even posted yet, and they're just me doing only my testosterone shot. I don't talk in them about other things. And so like the reason why it's been really long, mainly is because I didn't know how to trim it, and my clippers died to just give it an even cut, and I didn't want to shave down to the skin because I don't like how the shape of my face is, or was then at least. I don't know, I've been wearing a beard for several years now, so I occasionally shave it right off, but I've always not liked the shape of my face, especially without the dark contour look that it gives me. So and yeah, so I didn't have clippers to trim it at a length, and I had met a person who is a barber, who kept saying that they would help me out and get me a discount at the supply store on a really high-end shaving set, and I wanted to buy something good, something made out of titanium blades and with a lithium-ion battery to charge, because I wanted it to last. I wanted to pay a little extra, and then it could last a longer time and be a better shave for my face and have better results. So I was waiting for him to go with me to the store, take me to the store, because said he would give me this discount. At the same time, I was, I'm disabled, so it's very low income. I wasn't working any other part-time jobs or anywhere. I currently have a part-time job, so it gives me a little bit of a leeway, and I mean a little bit, like a couple $100. So, and that's a big difference from my usual income. So because most of it, like 85 to 90% of my income goes towards my rent, and even my rent's increased 3 times in this past year alone. So I was looking for that discount, right? And I could only save up haircuts where hair and beard trims were $50 for me at my current location and at that time frame. So I could only afford to do that comfortably, and not take money away from, say, buying food or bathroom supplies. I could only afford to do that every 3 to 4 months. So in that time frame, I didn't have. I just let my beard grow, so it looked pretty bad, and I didn't know about trimming it or how to trim it. I'd only saw one other video about how to trim your beard by another trans person who could explain it in a way I could understand, I guess, because I couldn't really. They seem to do it really fast on like barber shows on YouTube and stuff like that. So, and I didn't really understand about contouring, and I don't have a father who can teach me, or like I have a father and a brother, but I haven't been in contact with them for 10 years. So they couldn't teach me, and I don't have anybody else who could teach me. So, or access to like a class or something. So, like I kept asking my barbers at places I would get to have my haircut, but they would use clippers and like the tools I didn't own. So I was waiting and waiting for this. Like we're supposed to go in the summer to the store, and then I remember specific dates. So like we had a date set in September, then October, and then end of November, beginning of December, and then again in March or something, and finally, like, or maybe it was the end of December, like, I just said to the guy, like, like he had stood me up all these times, or not, after we had like, kind of rough plans, he would, like, fall off the map and not respond to me anymore, or I'd be waiting for a response and not hear anything for, like, a few more months, and then, and then I'm due for a haircut, or I could afford to get one. So I think he thought maybe like I could come in all the time, and I also didn't know that guys have their haircut, like if it's this kind of length, they have it done once a week, like on their face too, or they and this, like, it can be trimmed every day, and like I didn't know how often guys trim their hair. I had no idea that hair grew in with these empty spaces naturally. Like there's an empty space here and here. Like that just happens, and it goes like this shape. That's how it grows. I didn't even know that. And I didn't know that until I was 42 years old. So I was AFAB. I am assigned female at birth. So I didn't know that, and of course I never talked about shaving facial hair with like my brother or my dad, because like they didn't know, or I've always been kind of very masculine, but sorry for the banging, it's my neighbor next door dropping things, but anyway, I didn't know what trans was till I was like 18 or so, and I had moved out by that time, and like that same year, and it wasn't like a thing that people knew about when I was a teenager or younger, and like my parents accepted me as a tomboy, I guess, but like they're not going to talk to me about shaving beards, right? Like, so yeah, so I kept waiting and waiting for this discount, and then I think maybe it was like a Christmas, like Boxing Week sale, that the barber supply place had a sale, and I just said I asked the guy, like, can I still get your discount? And he's like, yeah, for sure, we'll meet this specific date. Yeah, I think it was in December, and then again, 1 hour before we were supposed to, he was even going to pick me up in his car, even though like he didn't need to. I offered to like meet him at the place he was at and walk over or meet him at the store, or like it's not that far from my house. So, but like 1 hour before he stood me up. So I had had enough at that point because there had been 3 or 4 times, like months of standing me up, and I looked like terrible because I had this thick beard with hair sticking out like really long all over the place, and I didn't know how to clean it up or what to do about it. And my friend wasn't taking the time to do it with me, or like we never hung out outside of his place of work, even though he said he wanted to, and I offered to buy him drinks, and like I try to do with all potential friends, but yeah, it didn't work out. And I was also feeling kind of crappy because, well, for one, I had adopted a new dog, and he was very untrained and young and extremely strong and big. He was 50 pounds when I got him, and now he's about 65 pounds, and he's just all muscle. He's a hunting dog, and so he like pulls me around on the lead, and it kind of pulls my back, and he had hurt my back a couple of times. He also like broke a bone in my foot pulling me, and it was just really hard. And also 2 other dog owners that I was acquaintances with kept doing the same exact thing to me, of like saying, hey, we should hang out and let's meet up and have our dogs go play together. And I'd be like, yeah, for sure. And it was even down to like, meet me up here in like 15 minutes, I'll be right back. I'd let my dog go pee, and then the person could grab their jacket or whatever they needed, and then I'd show up and they'd be gone. Like there'd be no response to my messages. They'd be not where they said they would meet me. And that had happened with 2 separate people in the same time frame that my haircut barber friend was doing that to me. So all 3 people were doing this to me in the same, like over last fall. And it was the same time that my dog was hurting me, and no fault of his. I mean, he's been trained much better now. He still kind of does it, but I'm training him not to hurt me so much, so it's a little better. But yeah, it was just really rough, and like I was in a lot of pain, and I looked like the homeless people around here, to be honest. Like I was very unkept because I didn't know how to without like shaving stuff and scissors and my clippers and my foil to do the skin part, and like I didn't have that equipment. Yeah, so and the story is I finally said like, hey, like there's a sale of 20% off, like what's your discount? It was 10, and he then stood me up the hour before we were supposed to meet, and I said, listen, like I've been paying you a lot of money to do my hair, and you keep saying, promise me this discount, and you just stood me up, and I can't try to be, I want to be friends with you, but I've been trying really hard, and I can't keep hurting myself by trying with you over and over again. Like it was really hurting me emotionally. So and that's also what happened with the other dog owners. I was just like, listen, like you stood me up for 3 months, 4 months now, and every time, like there's been 160 opportunities to like go to the park together and play with our dogs, but you say you want to, and like to be honest, I wasn't really interested in even a friendship with these people. I just wanted my dog to socialize. But yeah, the owners were kind of rude to me and kept standing me up. So I just said, hey, I tried and it didn't work out. Sorry, like I have to move on, kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I did. And here I am. I'm just no dog owning friends and no, barber from a community I wanted to support. The LGBT community. So it's unfortunate, but like I'm not blaming the people so much. Like, I know a lot of people are unaware of the effect of their actions, so that's just what I need to do to protect myself and my well-being. So I disengaged and have moved on with my life, and I actually just found out today that there's a group class for training dogs, so I'm gonna be enrolling in that and trying to teach my dog that way and have training that way. So yeah, that's my story about my hair. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, and I'm more than open to answering questions about that. And I can let you know also, you can feel free to DM me on my Instagram's link below, and follow me there too, and I can let you know where I got my barber supplies from, and my shaving kit. I got a wall foil, I think it's called a Magic Clip high-end shaver, and it was on, I just did my hair yesterday actually. It's quite a good sale. It was on sale, half price, and I got a foil by Andy. The company's called Andy, and it was a titanium foil with a lithium-ion battery. Same with the wall Magic Clip set. It's titanium clippers with a lithium battery, and they last really long. I've cut my hair 4 times. Well, I do my hair and I fade into my beard and stuff, and I think I've done it 4 or 5 times with that clipper, and it's still in the same battery charge. And same with the foil. I trim my beard, my neck almost daily or every other day, and it's been on the same charge since, I think I charged it in until June or July. It's November now, so yeah, it's really good equipment. And the wall stuff comes with different length guards, so you can do the layering. I mean, I don't have much I just stand it on end and kind of drag it over the top because there's nothing to lie down there, but on the edges I do kind of a fade like this. And I learned too that, if you can see, that's how you do your hair, to get this, and then you do the same with your beard. You can kind of follow the contour of your cheek and go like this with the clipper against you. And I didn't even know that for a really long time. It took me I don't know, it was actually a different person who cut my hair that explained that really well to me. And that was the last time I went to that actual location for a haircut. But yeah, going there 6 times and $50 a pop, it's kind of racks up the expenses, right, when you're underemployed or unemployed because you're trans and queer and disabled and trying to live on disability support. And this person knew all that, so it's you gotta, if you want to help the community, you gotta think about your actions and how they play into other people's lives. You stand people up, you can really hurt them, especially if they keep trying with you and you're doing it over and over again. It really sucks, I don't know. I don't know why people do that. I mean, I would at least give some advance notice too if you want to do something and the person, is really needs to have somebody in their lives, give them some warning, rather than 1 hour before saying, hey, I'm not going to make it. Sometimes it's okay, but if they're saying that to you, that they really rely on this meeting and looking forward to it, it means a lot to them, and they have no friends or family, and they met you through this support group, and like it's been a rough time or whatever, like there's certain key words that, you could just really let sink in regardless of, like, I know I pass as like a, white, cisgender, masculine male, but, I was a dyke for 35 years, and then I passed as a really effeminate man for a long time. And it took 4 years of being on testosterone before I could grow this beard. Somebody asked me that. 4 years for, well, about 2 years in, I had a bit of a stash coming in, but really, like, for the full beard, it was 4 years. And that whole time, it was worse, gotta say, worse being a effeminate man, and sorry, I'm pronouncing it right, effeminate man, being perceived as that. Some people, like, they'll call you a sissy or fag, or like, that was a really difficult point in my life to get through. Because people, you're not a woman, so other men won't hit a woman, but they're not afraid to hit another man, right? So yeah, a lot of like the injury to my lip where it's was cut all up inside, was because the two men who were punching me, thought I was a effeminate man. At the time, I was actually a dyke. It was before testosterone or anything. So yeah, it's and it stays. That's my history. That's my life. That was is part of my life. So these kind of assumptions, like, don't. You okay, baby? Yeah, you can't assume because somebody looks like this now, like that they didn't look like something else before. There's all sorts of trans people, and there's all sorts of body changes that can happen to a person. So yeah, this is gonna be my testosterone shot. So, like, click the button off if you don't want to see an injection, but it's an intramuscular injection into the thigh or gluteus. 0.5 cc of dalatestrol. This is my prescription that I take. Comes in a little vial, 5 milliliters, like this. Sorry, I can't really see. Yeah, anyway. And there's a syringe that I do an injection with, so I'm going to show you that. I'm just going to pause for a second. So the injection looks like this. You just do it into the butt muscle. And then I just put a band-aid on that. And that's all it is. That's all the testosterone shot is. And I take 0.5 cc once a week. And I've been on T for 7 years. Right. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a thumbs up. Thanks. Bye.